Okay, so this one's a little more outlandish, but this will just give you a sense of who I am. Time is not real. It's fake, doesn't exist. People made it up. We don't need it. It's fake, phony, baloney, all that good stuff. Hello everyone, my name is Douglas. You can call me Doug, Dougie, Dougie-roo. Thank you so much for being in my space. I get a lot of questions and comments in my DMs, specifically on TikTok, and recently here on YouTube, people comment, they'll comment on my beliefs or what you're saying's a little bit out there. And you know what, you're right. I think we only get one life, kind of. But we get this life to live, and we might as well literally make the very most of it. So I'm going to tell you my wildest theories about the universe and about existence. So here we go. This is the easy one, and I think a lot of you are going to vibe with it, but reincarnation is real, okay? Life doesn't just stop at death unless you'd like it to. I'll get into that in a moment, but reincarnation is very, very, very real. And in addition to that, I believe that we all have soul families, so we come from of one source. We come from a very divine source, and in that source there can be all kinds of different souls, and we interact throughout the ages and throughout lives. All these kinds of things happen, and I think we stick very, very close spiritually to one another. It can get weird, but it's spirit. It's not physically you're hooking up with a family member, but it's in your soul is connected to people, and you've known other people that you know now, but in other lives. That I can definitely guarantee you. Reincarnation is real. I believe in it. You can't convince me otherwise. Okay, so this one's a little more outlandish, but this will just give you a sense of who I am. Time is not real. It's fake. Doesn't exist. People made it up. We don't need it. It's fake, phony, baloney, all that good stuff. Time is literally a human construct. We need it for I don't know why we need time. To keep track of things, I guess? I don't know. But time isn't real. And there are certain activities and things you can do meditation-wise and whatever that will really exemplify the fact that time isn't real. I will not be advocating for anything because I'm not a healthcare professional or anything. But if you're an adult and you want to go on any journeys you're going to go on in order to figure yourself out, I promise at some point when you're on that spiritual journey, you will come to the conclusion pretty early on, oh, time, that is the first thing that I can just throw in the trash. Time, don't need it. It's not real. Doesn't help us. And yeah, time isn't real. Doesn't exist. But by that same logic, and this is just for me, by that same logic though, time travel, it's possible. Okay, so hear me out. I very strongly believe technology like Bluetooth is just replicating innate powers that we already have. The ability to transfer data without wires or without physically touching it, our brains can do that same thing. All we are electrons and waves and just electricity. We're a computer. We are technology, but we're cosmic technology. Every single person can communicate without words, sounds, just using their mind. Every single living being can do that. Trees and plants do it. Why could a human not do it? I believe that animals, dogs, cats, they know precisely what we're saying. They understand the words we're saying. They know what we're doing. They know how their actions affect us. I believe that animals are all sentient and all have a personality, community structure, social hierarchy, all of that. Humans and animals are exactly the same. Just like humans and plants, just like plants and animals, no one's different than anyone on a cosmic scale. You know what I'm saying? We're a speck of dust, but we're all the same speck of dust. So your animals, when you think they're just trying to piss you off or that cat's just being a jerk, they are. And they know it irritates you, so they're going to do it more because that's their entertainment, because they don't have thumbs. And I'd imagine that's, you could never play GTA as a cat. So anywho, yeah, animals, they know what we're saying and they can communicate with us in their own way, but we communicate with them directly. If you say, gosh, cat, you smell like poop, that cat knows you think I smell like poop. They know. Okay, this is a recent thought that I've come to learn and know and internalize, and I'm trying to this one's kind of a scary one, but here it is. Every single thought you've had about a person, they know. Every single thought that you have had about any person in your life, they know. Now, do they know that they know? Not always. Sometimes they do though. Sometimes it's not like they know the exact thing you thought or said, but like they know the feeling, like the energy shifts. Like when the next time you're around them, or sometimes not even when you're around them, sometimes just the energy shifts. They could be halfway across the world and they could be like, oh my goodness, Eric just called me a dick. Like that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? It can happen. I believe every thought that we have, because we're all connected, because we're all souls, we're all spirits, and there's just a big cosmic layer of mystery that we don't fully understand. But in that framework, it's connected. It's like a big net. So be careful what you think. Be careful what you say, because our words do have power, and I promise you, we are all psychics. You know, you ever get that feeling sometimes that someone might have been talking about you, or maybe sometimes someone will just pop into your head and you hadn't thought about them in like a decade? Yeah, it's that kind of stuff. So that's a fun one, and I'm still learning to navigate it because I get some wild thoughts sometimes. I don't know that I believe in quote unquote aliens. I know, shocker, right? But if aliens exist, they're not from another planet. They're not going to be from like a different solar system or from like halfway across the universe, because just scientifically speaking, it would take 1,000,000 years to get from like one point of the universe to the other, because it's always expanding, blah, blah, you'll never reach it, blah, blah, yada, yada. Science stuff. Go to other YouTube channels for that information. I don't have it. But I believe aliens, if they exist, would be coming from the multiverse. They would be coming from a different plane of existence altogether. Their laws of physics would not match with ours, which is what would allow them to even pierce into our realm of being. I think if aliens exist, they're just from another dimension. So they might, well, I'll get into my, hang on a moment. I got more on that thought here in a second. Along the lines of like aliens being interdimensional beings instead of from another planet, I also believe that existence as we know it, we exist alongside another invisible plane of existence that we don't perceive, we don't understand, we don't feel nothing. Well, we don't innate, like, just for the most part, you go about your day-to-day life and business not knowing that we are living alongside another set of existence. Okay, it can be invisible, but kind of like with like the time not real thing, there are things you can do along your spiritual journey that can kind of help you make contact with this side. Be very careful, and I'm not going to advocate for it any further than that, but I'm just saying we're not alone, not in a spooky way, but like this physical existence is one part of it. It's just one small, teensy beansy, like just the tiniest portion of what everything is this physical existence. A tiny little piece. There's so much more. If we were able to just pull back the cloth, I feel like there would be probably 50 different kinds of things in this room with me. So that brings me to my next point. I'm not talking about like ghosts. I also don't believe in ghosts. That's no. Ghosts would be energy, would be just like a being, an entity of existence that we just don't fully understand. But it's not a ghost. It's just energy. It could be energy from this plane of existence, like the energy that reminds you of your grandmother, or like it could be the energy of something that's just a completely different kind of life. That's not a ghost, it's just different. I don't think there's ghosts. Hella energy, hella spirits, that tracks, but not ghosts. That no one's trying to like, no ghost's trying to harm you. I don't think, maybe. Okay, so kind of in the same vein as reincarnation, I believe very strongly that we actually pick and choose the life we live. Back when you were at the source, back when you were up in whatever, you didn't exist. You said, you know something, universe? I want to learn these life lessons because reasons, whatever. Or I want to meet these kinds of people in this life. Or I want to have this kind of job. You picked it all. I picked the life I'm living. I picked the life where I'm going to be sitting in a couch talking to a bunch of faceless strangers on YouTube, and I'm like, yeah, I guess I did pick that way before I was ever born. And maybe in the next life, I'll pick like construction worker. I don't know. Maybe I need to learn some life lessons about construction work. Who knows? But I believe very strongly, we pick our timeline. We pick our life. We choose our path. We choose the events that happen. I really believe that. And I think it's all in an effort to teach. To learn a lesson. We're trying to learn some cosmic lesson that I can't tell you what it is. You can't tell me what mine is, and I'm still figuring out what mine is, you know? But there are moments where I'm just like, wow, that seems like I was specifically supposed to learn that lesson just now. Like, I don't think that's an accident. I think that's on purpose. We choose the path we are on. So this is the afterlife. I think when we die, you get one of three options, okay? You either go to the source and you just chill as energy for eternity. You chilling, you whatever, you doing your light stuff, whatever it is. You do that. Or you can redo this life over again, relearn a lesson you missed, or just do something over. You like this life, you like this iteration of you, you just keep doing it. You can do that. Or the third option is you come back as something completely different, a different timeline, a different whatever. I think that is precisely what happens after we die. Also, to add to that, I think that we can choose the era we come back into. So obviously it's 2022, and let's say your best friend, you know, they unfortunately they passed away, and you know they're in the spirit, they're in the source, and they say, you know something, this time I'm gonna come back in the 1700s because riding a horse all the time sounds awesome. They can do that. Riding a horse all the time probably isn't awesome, but like if you want to do that, you want to go live in the medieval times, you want to go back and hang with Jesus or whatever if he was real, you can do it. You can do whatever you feel like. You get to choose where you end up. Like you choose the path you're on. So that could be in the year 2020, or you could choose to be born at a different time, maybe further down the line, maybe in the year 4000 if there's still a planet at that time. Okay, this is a fun one, but dreams? I think dreams are a lot of things, for one thing. I don't think there is one answer as to what like a dream is. I think dreams can be many different things. I think dreams are an avenue for people and things and beings to communicate with us. I think dreams are a peek into possible futures. They are definitely a peek into the multiverse, so you can see other existence that seems like you. You can see a peek into their life. Kind of like in the Doctor Strange movie where they were, what was this, dream walking or whatever? I think it is a lot like that, but not just that. I think our dreams are so powerful. If there's ever a time where a person or a group or an entity is able to harness the energy of a dream, watch out. Move to a different planet, because I'm telling you, dreams, oh, they're so powerful. You can literally do whatever you want in the dream, and I think that can translate into the real world. And finally, I've said this before, it's not really that outrageous of a thought, but what we say happens. We draw to us the things that we are anticipating. If I say this is gonna be a bad day, that bad day is headed toward me. If I say I'm gonna be making millions of dollars in a couple years, a couple $1 million is gonna be heading toward me in a couple years. You know what I'm saying? What we say is what will happen. Our words are so powerful, just like our thoughts. So just be very careful what you say. Be careful how you talk about yourself. Be careful what you say about yourself and the things you say about your loved ones and to your loved ones. That's really it for now. My list of very wild and outrageous ideas is not exhaustive. I promise there's probably 30 more. This is like a quick one I just wanted to whip up real fast just to kind of give you all some more content. But I also post my shorts all the time. I post content all the time. So you will never be bored on this channel. Please like, subscribe, share, comment below, say hi, I subscribed, hello, I'd love to hear from you. We are beautiful, we are powerful, we are strong, we attract love, light, peace, safety, and security. I will post more soon. You all talk like I will talk to you later. Jesus.